So let's talk about building real, lasting wealth. For a lot of us, it feels like this secret club we're just not invited to. But what if I told you the key isn't some massive salary or a lucky lottery ticket? Nope, it's a skill. It's a system that you can actually learn. So let's break it down step by step. All right, let's just get this one out of the way right now. Do you think you need a six-figure salary to get rich? I mean, most people do, right? But think about it. If that was the only thing that mattered, every single high earner would be wealthy. And we all know that's just not true. The real key to financial success, it has almost nothing to do with the size of your paycheck. Exactly. The secret isn't in your bank account. It's all about what's going on up here, in your head. It's about how you think, it's about your daily habits, and yeah, the discipline you bring to your money every single day. This is a game of consistency, not just a game of cash. Okay, so let's start with the absolute biggest mindset shift of all. It's not about how much money you make, it's about what you do with the money you have. Honestly, this one idea is the foundation for everything else. If you can get this right, everything else just kind of falls into place. This right here breaks down the two completely different ways people use their money. For most people, income is, well, it's like a temporary visitor. It shows up, pays the rent, buys groceries, and then poof, it's gone. The wealthy, though, they treat their income like an employee. They send it out to buy assets, things that work 24/7 to bring back even more money. So you gotta ask yourself, is your money just passing through, or is it out there building something for you? And look, I get it. Hearing words like assets can feel a little intimidating, like it's a language you don't speak. But this quote from Myron Golden is so perfect. It's like learning to ride a bike, right? It seems absolutely impossible, right up until the moment you do it. Once you understand the system, it just clicks. This might be one of the most powerful mindset shifts you can possibly make. Stop focusing on just piling up cash and start focusing on cash flow. A big pile of cash is like the Dead Sea. Water flows in, but nothing ever flows out. It's just stagnant. But cash flow, that's like the Sea of Galilee. Water flows in and it flows out. It's this living, dynamic system that supports all kinds of life. You don't want a dead sea of money, you want a river. Okay, so now that we've got the right mindset, let's get practical. The very first step isn't about earning more money, it's about losing less. Think about it. You can't fill a bucket that's got holes in it. It's time to stop the bleeding by tackling your debt head on. This quote from George Camille absolutely nails it. We get so wrapped up in the math of our debt, the interest rates, the spreadsheets, all that stuff, that we totally miss the real issue. Debt isn't a math problem, it's a behavior problem. And that means the solution is all about building momentum, not about finding some perfect formula. And this is exactly how you change your behavior. It's called the debt snowball. So forget about interest rates for just a minute. You're gonna list out all your debts from the smallest balance to the largest. Then you attack that smallest debt with every extra dollar you have. When you knock it out, and you'll do it fast, you get this quick, powerful win. And that feeling, that's your fuel. Then you take all the money you were paying on that debt and roll it over to the next one. See? The snowball starts small, but it grows and grows until it's this unstoppable avalanche that just wipes out all your debt. Okay, so the debt is gone. You've stopped the bleeding. Awesome. Now it's time to build a shield. You need a buffer between you and the absolute chaos of life. Because, trust me, that chaos is coming. This is the step that keeps a small problem from turning into a total financial disaster. Think of it as your financial parachute. You pack it really, really carefully, hoping you never, ever have to use it. But if you suddenly find yourself in free fall, it's gonna save you. The car is gonna break down. The roof is gonna leak. An emergency fund is the tool that lets you handle all of life's curveballs without having to fall right back into debt. So what's the goal here? Well, a fully funded emergency fund should cover 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses. And I'm not talking about your full salary, just the bare bones basics. Your housing, food, utilities, and transportation. And this money has to be liquid, super easy to get to, like in a high-yield savings account, not tied up in some investment somewhere. All right, the holes in the bucket are plugged and the shield is up. For the first time, you're not just playing defense anymore. Now we go on offense. It is time to stop working for your money and finally start making your money work for you. So here's your target, plain and simple. Invest 15% of your gross income for retirement. And listen, we're not talking about risky day trading or trying to guess the next crypto craze. This is the boring, powerful stuff. Tax-advantaged accounts like a 401k or a Roth IRA.
The goal is just consistent, automatic, long-term investing.
But what does that 15% actually do for you? I mean, what kind of a difference can it really make over time? Let's look at an example that shows the almost unbelievable magic of compound growth. Just take a look at these numbers. If you start investing $700 a month at age 50, you could retire with a pretty respectable $200,000. Not bad. But what if you start with that exact same $700 a month, just 20 years earlier, at age 30? You could have over $2.6 million. No, that is not a typo. The single most powerful force in your financial life isn't your salary, it's time.
So now you have the roadmap. But, a map is pretty useless if you don't actually stay on the road. This final part is all about the habits, the steering wheel really, that are going to keep you on track for the long haul. Here they are. These are the key habits that make this whole system work. First, pay yourself first. That just means making your savings and investments automatic so you don't even have to think about it. Create a zero-based budget, which is a fancy way of saying you give every single dollar a job to do before the month even starts. Live below your means, and you have to actively fight lifestyle creep. That's that natural urge to spend more every time you get a raise. And maybe most important of all, just stay patient. This is a marathon, not a sprint. As we start to wrap this up, let's circle back to the very beginning. It's so easy to get fixated on a number, right? Like, I need $1 million in the bank. But that's not really what wealth is. Wealth isn't a destination, it's a system. It's a machine that you build with your habits and your behaviors, and that you keep running over time. But maybe the most profound definition of wealth has nothing to do with money at all. It's this: your ability to create value for someone other than yourself. Think about that. True wealth isn't just a measure of your assets, it's a measure of your impact. When you have the resources and the freedom to solve problems for other people, you've achieved something so much bigger than just a number in a bank account. So, I'll leave you with one last question. I want you to look at your own financial life. Is your money flowing like a river, creating life and building something new? Or is it collecting like a stagnant Dead Sea? The choice of what to build and the power to change its course, that is entirely in your hands.